You're eating less, you're trying to be consistent, but the scale won't move. For a lot of people, for most people in fact, it's not a motivation problem. It's insulin resistance. And until you understand that, weight loss can feel impossible, no matter how hard you try. By the end of this video, you'll understand why weight loss can stall, even in a calorie deficit, and what needs to change first. This is episode 1 of the Insulin Resistance Playbook, where each video covers one core piece of the puzzle without extremes or overcomplicating things. The full playlist will be linked above right now, and also in the description box down below. So make sure to check out episode 2 next. That goes over the first and most important food change you need to make in order to lower your insulin. Insulin is a hormone that helps move energy out of your bloodstream and into your cells. That's normal. That's how the body is designed to work. But problems start when your cells stop responding to insulin properly. When this happens, your body has to release more and more insulin in order to do the same job. Over time, insulin stays higher for longer. And insulin, it's a storage hormone. So when insulin is high, your body gets very good at holding onto energy and very bad at letting it go. And that's why fat loss can stall, even when you're eating in a calorie deficit. There are, of course, other reasons too. It's not as black and white as your body is either 100% burning energy or 100% storing it. But simplifying it like this does help us to understand what helps and hurts insulin resistance, and in turn supports or works against fat loss. This is where people get stuck. They think, I'm not losing weight, I must need to eat less. But eating less doesn't automatically lower insulin. Yes, if you're eating less, to some degree, less insulin will be needed. And that's part of the reason why meticulously counting calories and sticking to a strict deficit can work for a period of time. But aggressive calorie cutting isn't a long-term solution. But our bodies are smart. They realize that when less energy is coming in on a consistent basis, they need to conserve what they have. And that's when metabolic rate slows down. And I'm curious to hear from you guys. Have you ever counted calories before and been seeing results and then hit a plateau? Let me know in the comments down below. When this happens, people tend to panic and reduce calories further. And that's exactly how we get stuck in this yo-yo diet cycle that will ultimately fall apart and lead to gaining the weight back. Now, the solution isn't to eat more or less food. It's to change how our body responds to it. Because when you're insulin resistant, your body isn't able to process carbohydrates efficiently. It's not able to turn them into energy how it should. Eating them frequently and in large amounts leads to unstable blood sugar, and as a result, unstable mood, energy, and cravings. Let's make this practical. Imagine someone eating what looks like a clear calorie deficit. Maybe they skip breakfast, they eat a small lunch, but they snack throughout the afternoon, and then they have a light dinner. On paper, calories are low, but their blood sugar is swinging all day long. Small meals, frequent snacks, and probably not enough protein. Every swing requires insulin. And yes, skipping breakfast, intermittent fasting does help a little bit. When we're fasting, we're not eating, of course, and insulin is going to be at its lowest. And extending an overnight fast can be an amazing tool for improving insulin sensitivity and eventually weight loss. But if what we're doing in our feeding window is off, then this can counter the benefits of intermittent fasting, at least to some degree. So even if total calories are down, insulin demand stays high from within the feeding window, and the body never gets the signal, low insulin, to release energy. This is why people can say, I'm barely eating anything and I'm still not losing weight. They're not lying. Their body is prioritizing stability and survival. Now, one of the most common mistakes I see people make when it comes to weight loss is they try to force fat loss before they address insulin resistance. Weight loss will come as a side effect when insulin sensitivity improves. I hear people say all the time that the way to reverse insulin resistance and prediabetes is to lose weight. That's backwards. Insulin resistance is the cause here. Weight gain is a side effect. If we focus on counting calories and trying to force weight loss without a concern for insulin, this leads to constant hunger, low energy, obsessive food thoughts, and eventually burnout. And when this happens, people assume something is wrong with them. They think their metabolism is broken. And to some degree, it kind of is. Low calorie intake leads to less calorie output, aka a slower metabolism. But this is a physiology problem, not a discipline one. The goal with insulin resistance is not to lose weight first. The goal is lowering insulin demand. When insulin demand comes down, fat loss becomes possible again. This happens through food quality, meal timing, and structure. Not extremes, not perfection, and definitely not punishment. And I'm gonna make a promise to you right now. When you address the root cause, insulin resistance, and focus on lowering insulin, the results will come. And it's gonna feel easier than you ever thought possible. Crash diets leave us feeling miserable. They're impossible to stick to. They feel like punishment. And that's not the way to lose weight and keep it off for good. Instead, there are certain principles you can follow that make lowering insulin easy. They can be applied to eating at home or eating out, so you don't have to feel like you're on a diet. You can enjoy your life. But the goal here isn't to eat a certain way for a few months and then fall right back into your old habits that caused you to become insulin resistant and gain weight in the first place. It's to build habits that are easy to maintain. That's what's gonna get you lasting results. We'll cover each of these step by step in the next episodes. In episode 2, I'll show you the very first food change you need to make in order to lower your insulin. And spoiler alert, it's not cutting carbs.